Aye, I guess I owe you that. I'd been trying to find a way to cross the border into Pale Pass, but the Empire's been tightening security at the borders. In the meantime, I've been picking up bounty contracts to keep some coin in me pocket. I must have drawn too much attention to myself, got too notable around Falkreath Hold. I'd been camping by the lake when they ambushed me. It seems the Thalmor don't ever need much evidence to bring in a suspect. They took one look at the sword and decided I'd be a good target for interrogation, and they dragged me off to that abandoned prison. Brynjar used to say, if you're not a little afraid, you're not understanding the situation. Fear I can deal with easily enough. But there was a moment or two when I started to think it really would be the end for me. The Thalmor would never have let me go, no matter what I told them. You faced our mortality too. Perhaps you know the feeling. It sounds like your survival instinct's off. You better get your head checked.
Making peace with death is one thing. Going looking for it is another. Don't confuse the two. If you accept death, it might come for you too easily.
Probably. And I'll be ready for them. Live and learn, right? Put a war bow in my hands when we're fighting a dragon and I'll tear that worm from the skies. Archery takes a lot of strength. More than most people realise. You know, I'm curious about you. Well, where are you from? Aye, you've got its look about you. You must have a great love for this kingdom.
I've spent a long time wandering. This is where my feet led me.
Aye, isn't there always? To own the truth, I've come back to Skyrim to learn something of my heritage, my bloodline. The few clues I have pointed me here, but it takes time to decode, so I'm paying my way by collecting bounties. Well, aren't you observant? I was raised by a Nord, and as one.
But no, that Atmaran ice does not run in my veins. I can't be certain what does. No, not anymore. Perhaps I do have blood kin out there, but I've never known them.
No, I have no voice of the Emperor or dragon skin magic. I don't know the race of my mother. All I have is a hunch, but I need proof. You do that? I suppose I could use the help. The best clue I have is my sword. I'm certain we can find out more in our travels.
Since my customers are mostly local,
I want to hear about something you've done. You're telling me that getting me free of the Thalmor is really the first story you've got. Well, go on then. What's an adventure you want to have? Aye, you should. Then you can be the one to follow me around and write great ballads of my exploits.
I was trained from a young age in many combat styles, but my focus was two-handed weapons and polearms. A halberd might be better for the battlefield, but my favourite weapon has always been the longsword. I'm damn near unbeatable. I was raised by a Nord, Brynjar. He was a bounty hunter, so I spent most of my childhood travelling Tamriel and crisscrossing Skyrim. Of course, as I go on, I'm finding there was more to it than that. The constant moving, teaching me how to live in the wilderness.
training me every day to fight. I learned how to use a sword before I'd even learned how to read.
For my 13th birthday, he took me on a hunting trip in the wilderness, and when I woke the next morning he was nowhere to be found. All he'd left me with was some flint, a knife, and an empty water skin.
It took me 2 days to get back to civilization, but I'd learned the importance of self-sufficiency by then.
I think Brynjar was running from something. He had spent my whole life teaching me how to defend myself from whatever it was. Not that he ever told me. He was always so vague about his past and even more about mine. Always promising to tell me one day, then dying before he ever got around to it. That run-in with the Thalmor seems to have shed some light on it though. No, I don't know much about my mother. Only that the sword I have once belonged to her, or so Brynjar told me. He also said she was brave, and beautiful, and clever, but never actually anything useful. After his death I took up the job of bounty hunting. It was all I knew really. It led me to some interesting places.
And some other years well, perhaps the less said about parts of my past the better.
It's not really something worth retelling.